All the subs were made.
Lee Carsley has always maintained his remit has been these 3 international camps. Yeah. Now, after the first international camp, the noise around England was, well, Lee Carsley is going to become the next permanent England manager. Yeah. After 2 international camps and the 2 games we've seen this week, can you still make a case for Lee Carsley becoming the permanent England manager?
The case that I'll make for him is that he's trying something different. He's trying something different to what Gareth was. And I say that, you know, Gareth was very defensive-minded. Lee obviously wants to get attacking players on the pitch. He wants to play from football. And we've seen that. I think he had to go back to a little bit of a defensive structure, a better unit today because of what happened midweek, which was really poor. And I'm sure he'll hold his hands up and say, I got it wrong. He did get it wrong. But, you know, he's got to give himself a case, hasn't he? He really has. I mean, you're coming up against a Finland side who defended really well. I think he's still sampling things, he's still trying things, he's still looking for things, but not many managers would have taken Harry Kane off with 25 minutes to go, would they? Not many players, managers would have took, you know, Palmer off. He is trying to figure out what's going to be his best solution of winning games and playing attractive football and making sure that we win games comfortably. And I did see that towards the back end, but it's got to be for 90 minutes plus where we're seeing a solid unit, we're seeing good bits of play. Yes, it's going to be times where we're going to be under the cosh or we're not quite at it. There was too many times where we weren't quite at it, but we've come away with a 3-1 result and he's got his 3 wins under his belt and 1 defeat. So, of course he's got a claim. Of course he's got a claim. Just finally, Lee, you say he's got a claim. What's your feeling? Do you think he actually wants it? And if not, who would your choice be? I think he would. I think he would want it. I really do. You know, I know Lee well enough, and I don't think he's going to scream and shout that, yes, I want to take the job. I think, knowing Lee, he wants to prove himself to everyone that he's worthy of taking that England role. By performances, by making changes, by being something a little bit different. There's not a lot that needs to be changed, but I'd love to see Lee given an opportunity. I'd like to see how it pans out. But for me, I've always said I'd love to see Pep in charge of England. I really would, because I just think he knows the players, his style of play. I just think that would be an option for me to go and get. If not, it'd be probably Eddie Howe. But listen, we've still got a long way to go here. You never know what's around the corner, do you? Yeah, 3-1.
You know, his leadership qualities. You know, he's very calm. You know, he's exactly what
nice
you
balance,
want.
Isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Nice balance. He looks a really good.
Yeah,
and I mean this in the nicest way. A very
yeah.
solid, steady Eddie. You need some of that. And
very unfussed. Doesn't get flustered, does he?
So he doesn't spread,
you know, panic through the ranks of the way he plays.
He's done very well since he's gotten to the team. I think he made 1 mistake in the Euros, but recovered well from that. Of course, that's going to happen. But no, I like him.
Yeah,
he's getting the right man. The names you've mentioned there, yeah, I'm sure they've all got a chance. But the FA have to go for the best guy, whatever. I don't know if finances will play a part in it. If Lee obviously rules himself out, he's not interested. That seems to be the noise is coming out. Then the FA better get busy and get the right man.
I mean, unless there's somebody out there that we don't know about, in this modern world, that would be quite an achievement to keep it quiet, given the way the world operates these days. You're just looking at, let's say for a second it's not Lee Carsley. You're just thinking it's one of those 3, Tuchel, Potter, or Eddie Howe?
Yeah, or I don't know, or somebody.
Yeah. That's what I mean. There aren't many runners and riders, are there?
Yeah, unfortunately for us. But like, at the same time, it's a job that comes with a lot of pressure. So you know, you need to make sure you get the right person. And if they're saying that he's ruling himself out, I don't know what's going on with that. You know what I mean?
Go after Pep. Go for the best. Pep's contract's up in the summer.
Just get through till the summer. Just see. Yeah. I think there'll be plenty of England fans who'll be happy with that. What about Lee Carsley? Let's hear from him now with Gabriel.
Lee, well done. You made it clear that England dropped below the standard you expect everyone expects. So tonight, how do you sum it up?
I thought we were looking for a reaction. That was a big thing. Obviously, this is only, what is it, 3 games into it, 4 games into it. So it was, you know, still not quite worked out how the team respond to setbacks. But I think they've shown it that they responded really well in the best way. Scored 3 good goals. A bit disappointed to concede that one at the end, but yeah, I thought we were a lot better tonight.
What pleased you in particular?
Oh, we played with a lot more control. You know, looking at the looking at the data that we've just got, you know, we're massive possession, lots and lots of passes, created a lot of chances, but I think we can still be better.
Yeah, what's in terms of maybe forward running, maybe a little bit getting to the dead ball line? It was something that happened maybe later in the game. Was that something you would like to have seen earlier?
I think it's just the way that they set up. They were very well organised, 5 at the back, very well, like I say, not a lot of space. We had to wait and create that space. And you know, when you have that as much as possession as we do, you're always going to get chances from 70 minutes onwards. So you know, it was good that the subs that came on as well made such an impact, which was pleasing.
You found a place, if you like, for Trent Alexander-Arnold at left back tonight. How did he do? And of course, then what about the free kick?
I think you know, Trent's quality speaks for itself. You know, I don't see that I found a place for him. He's more than earned his place. You know, we do get bogged down with left back, right back, where's his position, but you know, as long as he's in effective positions, he's great to have with us.
Is Trent in a way underlining your approach to things? What you want, what your big picture vision is?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's important that, you know, we've got players with that quality and play to their strengths, and we definitely do that with Trent.
And Jack Grealish?
Jack was outstanding tonight. It was a shame that he missed the first game. I thought he would have been really effective against Greece. You know, I wish I could fast forward now and play Greece next week. You know, but obviously we're going to have to wait. But no, Jack was very good. Infectious character. Yeah, really pleased for him.
Is the one downside maybe Dean Henderson? No clean sheet on his first start.
Yeah, I think you know, Dean's you know, done really well tonight. It's a shame that we couldn't have seen the game out in terms of a clean sheet. You know, we're obviously making a few changes, and maybe we've just lost our roles in the set play.
You've talked about 6 games to do this job. You've talked about maybe going back to the under-21s. Do you want the job beyond that, beyond November?
Yeah, I've not really thought that much about it. I know I keep saying the same thing. You know, my remit was to do 6 games. Really happy with that. Privileged position that I'm in. Really enjoying it. Didn't enjoy it for the last 2 days. It was hard work. You know, I had to think back to. I'm just not used to losing in an England team, and it's you know, I don't take losing very well.
But when reports are out there, you don't want the job. That's not true.
I think people are always going to you know try and put their chips on one side. I'm totally in the middle. My bosses have made it totally clear what they need from me. This job deserves a world-class coach that's won trophies and been there and done it. And I'm still on the path to doing that.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Well, if he does want the job, he's playing a very good game of poker, isn't he?
No, I think he's been very honest. Yeah. And when you look at him, you tend to believe. I believe him. He doesn't think he's ready. You know, he's done, like he says, he knows his remit. He's got the 6 games, and I admire him. I admire what he's doing. I admire his choices he's made, because he knows what he's capable of doing. Like you said, he's not used to losing, which is really cool to listen to him, because he's under 21s is so good. But what's good about it is that he's getting an opportunity to have a go at this, which is very, very privileged to do. It's very privileged to get that chance.
And I know we have to keep asking whether it's us or newspapers or Gabriel or whatever. That's because it's such a big job. So it's completely fair that we ask him. But he hasn't, as Ian says, he hasn't changed his tune, has he?
No,
it doesn't
not really.
sound like he wants it.
No, and he's very honest, and you have to respect that. That's fair enough. I think we've heard it from the horse's mouth there.
Yeah.
Let's hear from another goal scorer. Declan Rice now with Gabriel Clark.
Jack Grealish back with England, back on the score sheet. Is that good to see? And do you still see a player, not with a point to prove, but, you know, having to underline something?
Do you know how good Jack is? He is, like, honestly, you watch him in training and you watch him in games, and he's got something that's really special as a football player. And I'm not just saying that because he's one of my best friends in football. The way he takes the ball under pressure and takes touches and relieves you of pressure as a team, it's just incredible. And for him to score again for England, you know, he's been playing loads at Man City as well. He's looked really confident. So I'm buzzing for him, because when we've got a Jack Grealish who's happy and smiling and playing well, he's a massive boost for England, and I think everyone can see that. And
for you to score again and come through with a goal, and did Ollie Watkins add a bit of a dimension coming on? Obviously the game had got stretched to that point.
Yeah, I think as soon as the ball got played to Ollie, I think I was in my own half. I think I was in the box when the ball got played to him, and I see a load of space to run into, and I thought, you know what, just keep going. And it was just an instinct thing where Ollie's crossed it first post and I arrived there. So if you don't get in the box, you don't score. And I thought Ollie ran the channels really well when he come on and obviously give us something different. So yeah, it was a really positive night all round.
And are you pleased for the manager?
Yeah, delighted. I think since he's come in, I think from the first camp, I said last camp, he's been so refreshing. He's been so honest, so up front, just says to go out and play with freedom. And I think you can see us as lads, you know, look, we're playing really well out there. And yeah, you know, we're really enjoying our time under him, especially with Ashley Cole, Joleon Lescott. You know, the whole team is, you know, really buying into what they want to do. Obviously, there's going to be bumps along the way, like the other night, because that's football. You know, it's an up and down sport, and nothing's always going to be perfect. But the main thing is that he's got a way of playing, and he always wants us to stick to that. And I think tonight we passed the ball and played through them really well at times.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Another month till England's next game in Athens, where the Irish are playing this evening. It'll be tough for, obviously, Ireland and England. Would you like to almost see this team, I'm thinking particularly about Rice and Gomez, in Athens to give that level of control, obviously, that was missing on Thursday?
Yeah, possibly so. And that's going to be a tougher game. We're going away from home, especially against Greece. And, yeah, I think there's a good chance they will start. But, of course, the game 4 weeks, where a lot can happen, injuries, etc. But they certainly, their performances tonight will give them a chance to start.
Yeah, but if you say to see them to start, yes, it would be nice. But we did have a lot of control against Greece. You know, it's what you do with it. It's the runners off the ball as well. You need to get engaged in what's going on. But, like, yeah, hopefully them two can do it, yeah.
And I think what we saw tonight, which we've always known, is how many options England have off the bench. You know, Watkins came on and was bright. Madueke came on and was very bright as well, as they always will have with the depth.
Yeah, high-class problems for England, but then also then you can have too many options, and sometimes you can overthink things like they did the other day, and that's where it can backfire. And the next game they have is certainly going to be the toughest game in this group.
Is, to an extent, do you feel the whole Lee Carsley situation going to be a distraction for the next month? Or have we heard from Declan Rice, from a footballer's point of view, that sort of thing never worries them, they just get on with their job?
No, I don't think it'll be a distraction, because they know if it's not going to be him, it's going to be somebody of the kind of calibre that's going to help them to progress wherever they want to go. So that's not their problem. Their problem is to make sure that they go out and perform really well, to be honest, Poog. So I don't think that's a problem for the players.
Yeah, you know what players are like. They'll just be focused on the game.
They don't care.
They're selfish.
Are you going to... That's the goal that separates the sides at half-time. Jack Grealish's fourth goal for England as a result of some really good, quick feet from Angel Gomez. One really skillful bit of the half in many ways.
Yeah, real bit of quality. A brilliant goal. If we saw France or Spain scoring a goal like this, we'd be praising them. But yeah, nice and patient here, England. And Gomez obviously just doing what you do, passing forward. And he just seems to wander in there. Jack draws a few players over, which obviously helps him eventually when he gets in there. But this pass, again, Trent, nice and simple, sharp. These couple of touches from Gomez and this last piece, honestly, I think pure quality, lovely, and obviously Jack then finishes it off. But really lovely bit of quality.
It's really good to see in that area, because he's not just, you know what I mean, a progressor of the ball. He can, if he gets into that area, number 10 area, he can do this. That's brilliant. I think one of the things that I saw which was noticeable was him and Declan being so high up as the two maybe holding players, but at the same time, they have got cover, and that's where I think England are a little bit weak. But in this instant, the offensive play from him was
And Grealish just calms himself down to decide which spot to pick.
Well, yeah, because like you get through in that situation, the goalkeeper's in no man's land, and it's up to you to show composure, which he did. He done it brilliantly.
Finland have had a couple of chances, actually, particularly the last 15 minutes of the half. They really came on strongly.
Yeah, but I think England have kind of almost sometimes encouraged them back. You know, but again, lack of concentration, poor defending, sloppy from midfield. And they've had enough encouragement to stay in the game, but it's 1-0. And that's where England have to certainly be a bit more clinical in their play. Better mentality. This is probably the best chance. Jensen. Trent, not good defending, dangling his leg in. Go back to it. Got to try and hit the target. Almost panicked at the end.
Yeah, you have to say that they have. They've got some moments passing into forwards where they're very dangerous. Trying a couple of one touches, maybe they could keep it in the box a bit more, but they're dangerous. And as long as it's 1-0, they're in the game, Poogs.
We were talking about before the game, obviously, as regards Thursday night, about the sort of lack of a focal point. You just wanted to pick out a few moments when Harry Kane has dropped deep. Actually, the lack of runners into the space that's been created.
Well, we know that he's going to do it. There's nothing going to change about that. So what we should do is, once you see him come deep here, we should. That's instant. That should be something that's an instant reaction. You know, no one. That's what we've got to do. You know, maybe Cole Palmer coming off the line when he sees that ball going in with Harry going deep. You can see Declan now. Once this ball comes back into Jude, he's off. See, Harry's coming a little bit deep. He's off. But that's what we should be doing against them every opportunity. When Harry comes someone goes beyond to give the option, because I think that's where we can totally unlock this lot with long balls over the top to stretch them, then we can get the space to play.
Especially when Keane comes and links up and he lays the ball off to a midfielder. You need that runner. Even sometimes you don't get it, but you got to keep getting in there, and the time it does.
Because you can see the space on a couple of occasions. It was there.
The timing.
You need someone to smell it and go, I'm going
the timing's key. And Wright's done well. The second one there we saw, it's just not being in there too early, and he'll be encouraged when Keane particularly drops in. It is on if the player